this video, I'm going to take you through the top 5 skills you need to learn in order to get into cybersecurity in 2025. Enjoy. If you're new to the field, or maybe you're looking to transition, there is so much certifications out there and it's really hard to comprehend. I'm here to tell you that they are not that very important. In this field, what matters is skills and experience. With these two, you'll be able to virtually do more than those that are qualified. Having practical skills and experience is actually way more important than qualifications. What you do is relevant than what you really know. In this field, solving and getting to solve technical problems is how you get paid. While there is value in certification, skills and experience practically matter. Number 1, you need to learn Linux. In a world of technology, learning Linux is the most empowering thing you can do in 2025. Linux is an operating system that was made by Linus Torvalds. This operating system gives you the ability to do so much than a graphical user interface. You will save time and efficiency, and also 90% of the world's servers and supercomputers, they all run on Linux. Big cloud-based organizations like Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, Azure, cloud computing services, they all rely on the backbone of Linux. So having a good grasp of Linux will give you a quantum leap in your tech career. You'll be able to configure servers, you'll be able to run scripting, and also if you're someone who wants to enjoy freedom and privacy out of the bloatware, you want to just install your own custom applications and run them. You also want to enjoy the freedom that comes by using a free and open source operating system. Linux is the best choice. So in Linux, there's many versions, different flavors. There is Ubuntu, there is Kali Linux. Having a good grasp of Linux will give you a good advantage. If you're a geek, just typing commands is way more superior than actually clicking buttons in a graphical user interface. Number 2, you need to learn networking. As a cybersecurity professional, you are required to know how data travels from point A to point B. Having a good grasp of networking will give you the ability to troubleshoot and also to protect your networks. You need to learn things like switches, routers, how the internet works, the protocols, the access points. You need to learn how in protocols there is internet protocol and also transport control protocol, TCP IP. You also need to learn how data starts from the application layer to the network layer to the transport layer and also to the network layer. So with a good grasp of all those concepts, you'll be able to troubleshoot and also defend networks that are very important in cybersecurity. In networking, there is Open System Interconnect. This is a standardization organization that regulates how networking is happening, all the network layers. Number 3, you need to learn cloud and API security. In today's digital fast world, companies and organizations and governments not only treat cloud and API security as a second option, but it's the mission-critical services needed to help governments and big corporations thrive in this modern world. Actually, 90% of companies rely on cloud. So the cloud is really important to companies. The cloud and API security are mission-critical to governments and organizations. So learning how to configure and troubleshooting and knowing how cloud landscape works is an added advantage. So for cloud technology, there is Google Cloud Platform, there is the Microsoft Azure, there is the Amazon Web Services. Having a good grasp of these cloud services will give you an extra added advantage, which will make sure that you are competitive in this digital fast world. Most of these companies, their tech runs on these cloud platforms. Also, APIs are really important. They are the glue that connects the world. You find out that if you're making payments, you're probably using an API for payments. Stripe, PayPal, they're all API required to connect the internet together. Even for most AIs that will be developed, for most artificial intelligence that will be developed, they will rely on APIs to communicate. APIs enable computers to communicate in their language. Number 4, you need to learn about virtual machines and also operating systems. Here you learn concepts like hypervisors. You learn about virtual machines help you run multiple operating systems. In these virtual machines, you learn things to do with hypervisors, types of hypervisors. A hypervisor is a software that is used to run the host operating system. In virtual machines, there is the host OS. This is the computer which is running the guest OS. The guest OS is the operating system that is run by the hypervisor. So this hypervisor is a software that helps you run the guest operating system. Here, you'll be able to allocate, the hypervisor will help you allocate memory resources, CPU, that will help you learn more of this concept. Virtual machines are very important because in the cloud, you'll get to learn that you'll be running multiple operating systems. For you as a cybersecurity professional, you will need to understand various operating systems. You need to understand Windows, you need to understand macOS, you need to understand Linux. Having a good grasp of all those operating systems is an added advantage because you'll be able to operate them and also maintain and also configure them appropriately. Virtual machines are very important. They'll help you create isolated environments whereby you can test some softwares, you can test some malware. You can do so much with virtual machines. You can also practice configuring servers. So for hypervisors, there is KVM, there is VirtualBox, there is Hyper-V by Microsoft, there is VMware. With this, you can be able to learn more about virtual machines. And finally, you need to learn system administration. System administration is basically learning how to configure and maintaining computers. You as a cybersecurity professional, you need to be above average computer user. This means that you'll be able to configure computers, you'll be able to configure network, and you need to have a deep knowledge. You need to know how to bypass Windows login screen. You need to learn how to do some really deep computer operations. You need to be able to tinker and come up and resolve some uncommon problems. Maybe it's a port that is closed, maybe it's a database error, maybe it's a server. So as a sysadmin, you need to have experience. You need to be learning manuals. You need to go through manuals and guides. You need to be able to do the configuration. In order to learn, you need to be able to experiment. You need to be able to bypass like a login screen. You need to delete data and also try to do a recovery. You need to install like a virus in a virtual machine and be able to test it and tinker it with and see how it operates. Remember, the geeks will inherit the earth. So make sure that you tinker, be playful, be a geek, learn, and also get yourself exposed to so much. Test many operating systems, test all the devices, change the settings, tinker, and learn. As a sysadmin, you need to be able to know tools and platforms inside and out. You need to be able to be above average computer user so as to be able to bring solutions and also be creative in the domain of tech. For cybersecurity, this is really helpful. And finally, you need to learn programming. Especially nowadays, programming doesn't have to be so much detailed. You'll be using tools like AI. There is Casa, there is GitHub Copilot. With all these AI developer tools, ChatGPT is a very great developer. With all these tools, you can be able to do basic scripting with Python. You can be able to generate code. You can be able also to deep dive and understand more code with AI. So this is an added advantage because in cybersecurity, you'll be often even seeing code, analyzing code, trying to build your own attack defense tools. So you need to have understanding in development and programming. So thank you. Follow for more.